Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Farming Simulator 19. Let's see, if we look at the clock here at the kind of the top right, it says it's 6:45. I just got done enjoying a nice dinner here at the Backyard Sports Bar and Grill. But we've got plenty of work to do, so we're not going to head home and take a nap. We're going to get to work here. There's money to be made and plenty of work to be done. Now, at the top of this episode, let's take a survey of kind of where everything stands, and I'll show you a little bit of what I did between episodes here. First, let's jump on the map. I'll back up. We got our three main fields here. I think this is barley, right? On field 2. We've got barley grown. We've got millet on field 1, I believe. Let's see if I can toggle that. Yep, millet on field 1, and then 3, I think, is actually wheat. Toggle that, yeah. So, barley, millet, and wheat. The millet is, I planted that for pig food later on to make pig food with. So those are our 3 fields. And then between episodes, I went and bought this big monster piece of land up here. If I go to the land menu here, you can see what we own at this point. We've got the mammoth mill up here in the top left. We've got all that forestry that we've already cleared out and replanted. We got a bunch of new trees planted in here as well. Probably going to take a long time for that to grow, so I'm not sure how much time we'll be spending up there for a while. We've got our ore mine. And then this is our new plot of land that we just bought in the middle here. And there is a farmhouse here. We can go check that out. We'll go up there maybe in the pickup truck. And then we've got our 3 fields that we've been working with. And then we have one section of industry that we've bought here that is allowing us to, it's got the feed mill here. It's got the ability to, or it's got industry for us to make seed, for us to store bales, for us to make silage, all kinds of stuff. We may head down there too. There's something I want to show you down there as well. But I did, as I mentioned at the top here, bought this large plot of land here, mainly for grass. So let's head up there. I'm going to hop in the truck. We'll back out of here, head up to the top of the mountain there. And I bought that field, or not, it's not even a field yet. It's just an open prairie, so there's no field designation. I'm thinking what we might do up here is actually make a real field. That way I can use helpers to actually do the grass mowing. And possibly some windrowing too. We're still going to have to use the forage wagon to pick up the cut grass ourselves until we maybe get into using courseplay. And once we do that, we can kind of map out our own route and maybe have an automated helper collect that grass and actually drop it off into storage for us too. It's been a long time since I've used courseplay, so that may take a little bit of practice. But for the near term, you can see I've got our grass cutter up here. I went and just cut the entire, the complete prairie here. Cut all the grass. So we need to come and collect this. So that's a task kind of we're going to add to the list. And what I'm thinking of doing up here, there's the farmhouse, by the way. We can go take a quick look at this. Here's our farmhouse. I'm not sure if that's actually a functioning garage where we can repair stuff. I don't think it is. I don't see. Let's see if I hit F1. I don't see like a menu coming up saying we can repair our truck or anything. So it's just, I'm guessing that's just aesthetic. But yeah, here's our little garage. Got the garden hose there. Can't go in that door, but we can go in this door. Coat hanging up on the coat tree there. Can't, as far as I know, open these doors. Nice chest. Pictures on the wall are kind of interesting. It's a little beach shot. Like an old family photo there. A little blurry. And then some buildings, farm silos. Looks like another big farmhouse. Here's our kitchen. Got the laptop out doing some work. Bunch of papers and a big stack of bills here on the counter. Old-fashioned stove. Pretty cool looking. Not too bad. Little plant here on the table. Food out on the countertop. Pretty cool. Not bad. All right, let's another picture on the wall here of a couple dogs. That's kind of cool. Nice. All right, let's hop on out of here. And then the German welcome mat. Welcome in. Some flowers. A scythe. Is that what that is? Scythe. And not much back here, although there's some good views. Let's hop over the fence. This is what's feeding the waterfall. So I guess in theory, there's some kind of underground spring inside this mountain that's bubbling up a bunch of water that eventually spills off the side. Got a little boat here. Can't do anything with it. It's just aesthetic, but it looks kind of cool. And then what else? I thought there were some views that we could check out. I think it's more over here by this area. Let's see if we can get in the truck. So we now own all this. This was like 168,000. It's pretty cheap. So I figured we should get it. There's a lot of grass to be harvested here. Again, I'll start out by doing it by hand like this, just driving the mower around, which I did between episodes. But eventually I want to use a helper for that, just to save on time. I think there's a sell point here. This is Ricci Hollow, Eleanor's Castle Cafe. We probably can sell some food products here. We'll look later once we start producing that stuff, what we can do. Then there's a little interesting spot over here where we can take in some views. That's pretty cool, right? Hot air balloon in the distance. That field right there is one I'm thinking of purchasing, by the way. We'll look at that on the map. This one, we don't own that one yet, but we own this. And you can see there's that grass I haven't picked up yet. There's a little patch here of cut grass that we could pick up. There's one of our fields. There's the other two. And that's where all our equipment is. Pretty cool little view area over here. I think this is kind of sweet. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let me hop over some terrain here. Hop back in the truck. And so, yeah, we got to pick up all this grass. And what I was thinking of doing is having this area up here always be for grass production. We need this to produce TMR and silage. And I think grass may have some other uses too, maybe compost. I think we can feed compost into greenhouses later on, I believe, if my memory serves me right. But what I want to do is, when we collect up this grass with the forage wagon, I'd like to pop it into some kind of storage and then have a truck come up with a large capacity and then take the grass down the hill rather than having our making trips with the forage wagon, because it's kind of a long trip going down this windy road back down to the sea level, I guess. So what I was thinking of doing, if we go into placeables up here, and if I go into silos, the default game has a hayloft here, which holds 250,000 liters. That would probably be fine because we're thinking temporary storage here. We're just going to go get the forage wagon, collect up the grass, and drop it off, and then eventually bring a semi over, take all the collected grass down to kind of our factory area where we're making this silage. But there's a mod available here under, I think it's under various placeables. This guy actually stores 25 million. So I think I'm just going to go with this one just in case we go over 250,000. We're not going to get up to 250 million or 25 million, I don't believe. But I was thinking of popping this up here somewhere. Now it's got the drop off and the pickups are on opposite sides of this building. So we got to find a place. Oh, why does that say collides with an object over here? Ooh. We got to find a place up here that makes sense to put this thing. And I was thinking it would look the best over by the farmhouse. So I'm slowly scrolling my way there. We'll get there here in a second. It's over this way. I was thinking right here, actually, and it's actually one of the few places that seems to turn up green for us. So maybe that wouldn't look bad. We'll drop off the grass here as we cut it. And then we'll bring a semi up the hill and come collect it, you know, maybe like 100,000 liters at a time or more. So why don't let's check the cost on this real quick. It's only 25,000. Let's go ahead and do that while we're up here. And then we'll go over some of the other stuff that's been done. We're not going to collect the grass right this instant. I think we want to rotate this guy. And let's have the forage wagon be the one that's got to kind of come in the middle between the little fence here and the drop-off point. And then the spout going out, that'll be where the semi kind of comes by. Drops off. Can we do it? Well, right there. I think that's enough room. Do it. Boom. Okay, that is done. Escape out of all that. So yeah, we'll need to bring a tractor up here with a forage wagon and collect all this stuff up. We're not going to do that now. And then actually, while we're talking about this though, let's see. As far as the tipper, the trucks I'm talking about, I would go with the modded trailer. And I'm thinking either, let me scroll through here slower. This guy holds 1,000,000 liters. That might work for us. I think it takes grass. Yeah, it looks like it does. Is it one of these grass? I got to think one of these is grass. Yeah, I think that one's hay. But yeah, maybe one of these. This guy takes 500,000 liters. We could use a semi that's got the trailer hitch, or we could just use a tractor to pull that down, a fast tractor. Again, it's going to bring down 500,000 liters at a time, so we're not going to need to make a lot of trips. Or we could use this guy here with a normal semi. That holds 1,000,000, and I think it holds grass. Not sure what those two... Oh yeah, it holds everything. So that's an option for us too. And then later on, we've got some big guys. We've got this guy. He can take it. He holds 3,000,000. That's not a bad option either. One of these Hulk tippers. Let's see, that's 137. These are 80 grand. Or we've got, I think there's one more down here. Let me keep scrolling. There's this guy, holds 2,000,000. So we've got a few options. We'll worry about that a little bit later. There's even more, I think, in here that we could potentially use. But yeah, I'm thinking of using something a little bit overpowered in terms of the trailer just to get the grass down the hill. So we're not making a bunch of trips up and down. That's a task we've got waiting for us. We need to collect all that up and take it back down to where we're producing the silage. In fact, let's head over to that area where all those factories are. Ooh. See, driving down this hill is a little more treacherous than it looks. There's something janky about it depending on where you drive, where your vehicle will start bouncing all over the place. So that's why I kind of want to minimize the number of trips we go up and down here. So all we should be doing is bringing grass down, and that's it. Then again, we're going to take the grass. Oops, let's go this way. We'll probably take the grass over to where we produce the silage most of the time. Okay, I'm full throttle. I'm just waiting to accelerate here. And get past this truck. Pass right before an intersection. That's ill-advised, but we'll do it. Yeah, here's where we need to drop the grass off, way over here. This set of silos here, and that's what's going to get us our silage. Got some being made too, and it actually gets us hay too that we can use. Now, one thing I noticed just before starting the episode, this little pond here, which I believe is filled with silt, we hop over here. We actually own this. I think that's silt. I got to think it's silt. I haven't played with silt. It didn't exist in Farming Simulator 17 unless it was a mod. So I'm not entirely sure how to use this, but if we look on the map, and we're down in this area, got lots of stuff blinking. Just ignore all the blinking things. And I click on lands. This is the part we built, or we bought, I'm sorry, the parcel, I guess, that we bought. And it includes this little pond. So that is available to us, and maybe we can make some money off of that. Now I was trying to find out what we could use that silt for. So I looked at the global mod. I'll just do a Control G here. And if we look at the composter, that takes silt. Composter takes coal. And let's see, straw, hay, grass, wood chips, potatoes. That one doesn't take it. That requires real coal, not just the straw that we've been able to use. Let's see what else. I thought I saw something in here where we could use it. Fertilizer, maybe? Yeah. So if we want to make fertilizer and liquid fertilizer, we can bring that silt over. We can also bring compost or manure, but silt is one of the accepted materials here. And then silage, which we're going to be producing from the grass, and that gets us fertilizer and liquid fertilizer. So that's something we might want to do and maybe even get started on this episode. We'll see. But it's just work that's just waiting for us. And then we can not have to buy fertilizer. Or we could even potentially sell that fertilizer for a profit. See, what else do we have? Fertilizer, grass processing. We're doing that. Let's take a look to see the status of that right now. We've got almost 500,000 liters of grass. Now, I just took some silage out of here a little while ago, but we've still got 74,000 sitting in there. We've got the sewage we got to get to. That's our grass and hay processing. I actually just took some hay out of here too, but still got more to pick up. That's not really a moneymaker. This is, we're just going to shove most of this back into the feed mill, I think. What else we got? Liquid translation or transition. Liquid transition. This one, I put some water into it just before this episode started and made several trips with our little tanker. For this one, we need potatoes and we need diesel, and we're going to get herbicide. So that's for the weeds. We've been using the weeder. I think after you get past the first or second growth stage, you can no longer use the weeder and you have to spray. So that's, again, something that we can make. We're going to need to think about potatoes and growing those. And then you also got an option to make sugar water. This is a sugar water, I think, is an input for another industry that we don't have yet. So I'm not too worried about that. It also takes diesel. It'd be nice to produce diesel. Let's hop out of this one. Okay, look at this Mammoth Mill, ore mine, refinery, feed master. Might be the last one to check here. Let's just see. Okay, this one wants grain and fertilizer. So we can make fertilizer using that silt, and then we can use the fertilizer as an input to, I guess, generate seeds from just some kind of grain and fertilizer that we put in here. So that silt and some grain will allow us not to have to buy fertilizer or seeds. So that's another thing sitting on the list for us to get to. Pretty cool. Lots of stuff to do there. So we'll need to get some type of front loader thing, piece of equipment to get this silt out of here. I'm guessing you just come down, scoop it up, and put it in a truck. But I've not done it before. So we'll try it. It's sitting there waiting for us. Speaking of getting a front loader and loading trucks, we have all of that ore in our ore mine that is sitting on the ground. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Drive over there. Now we're kind of taking a long tour here of where everything stands, but it's good to get a feel for all the options, everything that we've got going on. Our fields are still growing, so we don't need to harvest. We're going to need to fertilize one of them pretty soon. Not this guy. I think this guy's all set, the field we're driving on now. But let's go check our ore mine. There's some work we need to do over here as well. There's that grass I keep driving by. We got to pick that up at some point. It's not a priority. It's not going to go bad. It's not going to despawn. Take a shortcut here through this area. And I think we've got to hop over to entrances here. Skip that one. And I think the next one is us. That one's the same thing. It's this guy right here, I think. Yeah, so we've got all this ore sitting here that we need to collect up. There's a couple ways to do it. We can do it with some type of front loader with a bucket. Or I think we can do it. We looked last time or a couple episodes ago. We looked at... Where is it? Where is it? This guy right here. Super cheap. Rase bunker. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I think this guy will harvest it or pick up materials off the ground super duper fast and just throw them into a trailer that's sitting behind your tractor. I'm going to hold off on this one because it's really overpowered. I want to try and do it a little more authentic mode. So we'll probably use one of these wheel loaders here at the bottom, kind of bottom right. Something like this. Not cheap, 175 grand. And then with that, let's see, W190D, that's the vehicle. And then the attachment, we go over here to tools. And if I scroll over to wheel loaders, this guy here holds 3,000 liters. That's what I'm thinking of getting to shovel up that ore. The other option, we just kind of got to cut a glimpse of it if you were paying attention. Up here in the top right, we've got another bucket. This one only holds 2640 liters and it attaches to a telehandler. I'm not as strong on the telehandlers. I don't think I'm quite as good with those. We may play with one later. They're a little different. They're pretty powerful machines. Where are they? Here, these guys kind of sit low to the ground, and that arm, they have an arm that extends out super far. So they are very versatile. For me, they're just a little harder to use. So yeah, we need to scoop up all that ore and take that over to the mammoth mill. Let's look at that. Control G. Mammoth mill. This is where we're doing all our wood stuff, but there's some other things here to do. And one of those is this drill pipe line is waiting on ore. Waiting on coal, but we can bring straw, which is nice. But if we bring ore over and water, it looks like we've already got plenty in there. We're going to get this drill pipe. And incidentally, it looks like we've got a lot of sewage stored up here too. We're going to have to figure out what to do with this soon. It's already halfway filled up with sewage. I think we can, and trash. We got to figure out what to do with those. If these fill up, I don't know if production, the whole mammoth mill, if it all just kind of stops once these fill up. I guess we may find out. But if we can bring the ore over here, we want to produce this drill pipe. What can we do with drill pipe? I think if we take that drill pipe over to one of these oil wells, and we don't own these yet. Oh, there's another silt pond over here too. But if we take the drill pipe over to the oil well, I think we get oil out immediately. And then we've got If I go back into Control G, I know we're jumping around quite a bit here. But we have a refinery already purchased that is just waiting on oil. And then we can produce our own diesel, right? And potentially sell that diesel too. So that would be nice to get going. So lots to do. We've got the silt and we've got the ore that both seem to require that, that what I'm calling a front loader. It's actually a wheel loader. So maybe we just jump in and start purchasing these things. We've got 710,000 left. I guess the other thing I didn't cover, we can do it real quick, was the animals. I've brought 66 of each of two types of cows. So we've got 132 cows. And I filled up all of the food and water. They need a little bit more straw, but I think we'll be okay. We've got 2 crops now that are growing that are going to produce a bunch of straw for us, so we can get that filled up maybe when we harvest those crops. And I brought over a bunch of total mixed ration from our food mill. These guys are at 99% productivity. They're probably unhappy about the cleanliness. That's probably bringing the productivity down one. But we'll see how, excuse me, we'll see how this goes. We're already producing some manure, some slurry, and some milk. So we'll slowly start to make money off our cows. I didn't bring more cows because I wanted to save money for this other stuff that we're talking about. Let's go to the store and let's first focus on getting this ore delivered over to the Mammoth Mill. So we're going to need a wheel loader and we're going to need a truck as well. Let's do the wheel loader first. There's only one choice. These aren't cheap pieces of equipment, but let's buy this. Tires, I don't think it matters. Those look fine to me. Wheel setup, standard fine. I don't think we can adjust that. Oh, interesting. I've never seen that before. Look at that. Not sure why you'd want that. Okay, standard wheels. And yeah, we can go with those tires fine. Doesn't cost anything more. Nothing to change on the color. I guess that's it. I think we're going to need to buy this. We're going to use this for a while. Unfortunately, it's in 2 different locations where we're going to need this. And it only goes 24 miles an hour. But let's buy it. And then let's get the bucket for this thing too. For the scoop. It is down here at wheel loaders, I believe. And I think it's this guy. So let's go in and buy that. No options really. All right. So now we've got that waiting at the shop for us. Or at the dealer. The next thing we need is a place to dump all the rock. What I was thinking we could do, or all the ore, what I was thinking we could use is one of the mods here. I kind of scrolled by it last time. It is this guy right here. So it's Hulk Tipper. It holds 3 million, which is, super duper overpowered. But I believe it's going to accept the rock. And it's kind of its own, vehicle, right? It's an extra. We don't have to bring a semi over. Or, it's the complete kind of package here to pick up the ore and deliver it. The top speed's not great, 65, but that's not horrible. The other option I saw that was kind of interesting, but I'm not sure. It seems a little goofy to me, but let's go back. Is there's a big mining truck that I think looks cool, but it could be problematic for us. This guy here, it's 200 grand. And it's a little cartoony, right? There's something about this model that's a little cartoony looking to me. But we could do something like this. I can't zoom in and zoom out as far as I can tell here. But maybe we try this on a different mine. I'm just having I have a feeling this would be a headache to use. Load it, it's pretty tall. And then to get it where we need to unload it might be an issue too. So for now, we're not going to use this one. I think I want to go with that first one that we saw. And just try this out. And we can use this for other products too if we want. But and it's not that expensive. Let's pick this guy up. Ooh, we can change the colors and everything. What do we want to do here? Main color. Let's go. Ooh, I kind of like that combination right there. Design color. I don't know what. Okay, that must be the accent here. And then the rims. I'm going to go dark blue. At least it looks dark blue to me. It could be purple. I wouldn't know. And then let's see. Capacity 4,800. All right. Nice. Nice, nice. We can toggle the capacity. So we don't have to have 1,000,000. Going to increase the cost. 500,000 seems reasonable. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. Let's do that. 500,000. Then engine setup. Boy, can we go faster? An extra 100 horsepower. Oh. I think I'm going to go super duper high on the engine, even though it's going to cost us a ton of cash. I'm going to go top of the line on the engine power. 85 miles an hour. That's going to pay for itself just and save time. I think that's... I kind of like this. I think we can always come back and reconfigure it to have higher capacity down the road if that's what we want. It is only 25 grand more for 1,000,000. Should we just do that? Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's already kind of overpowered. Let's do this guy. So I'm going to buy this one. Boom. There goes our money. Oh man, 300 grand. Okay. Let's go get these vehicles over to our mine. It's going to take a bit of time here. Maybe I will time lapse at least one of these. Okay, here's the slow guy. Now we could get a vehicle trailer and load this guy on there. All right. Yeah, this is not going to be too hard to use, I don't think. Now, and there's our truck. Now we just need to decide, what do we want to go after first? The ore? Or do we want to go after the silt? The silt's probably a little easier and everything's kind of close by. Let's do the silt first and then take it up to the ore mine. So we'll take the truck and the scoop here over to where we've got the silt. Let's hop on it. Let's head out. All right, we're at our silt deposit. I'm going to hop out here and just move our truck. This guy's got a full load of water. I may actually just go deliver this over to the food mill or feed mill. And then leave this truck there. Let's do that. Might as well. We got a full load of water here. Like I said, before this episode, I made several trips to fill up water at a few of the factories here. We've got, I think, 3 along this strip that require water. And this guy, you got to put the brakes on early to get this thing to stop. All right, we'll unload the water here. And then we'll go switch back to the dealer and get our new truck that's going to haul the silt for us. This guy here, let's see how fast this guy goes. We got the high-powered engine. It says top speed 85. That's not bad. We'll bring this guy over by the silt. I'll just keep you with me for this little drive because it's not going to be that far. And I think the silt was for the fertilizer, right? We'll find out. And then we went with, I think, 1 million, right? 1 million capacity, 1 million liters. Not too bad. Nice looking truck. All right, we'll have to figure out what the best way is to do this. I have not, like I said, played with silt before, and it's been a while since I've used a bucket. So I'm going to have to get used to it. I might be a little clumsy at first. All right, let me hop out of the truck, hop into our wheel loader here, and see if we can just scoop this out. That's kind of my assumption. I also don't know how this regenerates. Like, once we get the silt out of here, does it just kind of respawn? Oh, okay. Is it collecting in the bucket? Yeah, I got 3,000 of it. This guy up. A little slow to unload, but not too bad. Close enough. 299.992. Boys, a lot of mouse travel here for me to put this guy up. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what happens once we dig this all out. Does it regenerate, or is there something we need to do to trigger it to regenerate? Guess we'll find out. Or if I don't find out, maybe I'll look it up. But I don't know what to expect here. right, that's several trips of silt. Let's just see how we did, how much we've got, and we'll drop it off here. Let me lower my bucket here so my driver can see what they're doing. Back out of here. Hop out of this guy and into the truck. What do we get? 56,000. Not too bad. And I think we want to drop this off. I'm just curious. I don't think I can drop it off here at grass processing. I think this is just grass, right? Yep. And this guy is compost. Can't do it here. I think it's just past the feed mill. I could be mistaken. We'll find out here. It's one of these buildings right along here. Here it is. This is the one. Let me hop out. I want to check that little, whoops. Let me hop out. I want to check that little medallion and just make sure I'm dropping this off at the right place because it takes so much time. Fertilizer. All right. Yep. Water. And we're going to need to bring silage over here, and then we're going to get liquid fertilizer and fertilizer. But here's our silt. Let's dump this guy. Not sure if this truck has any animations. Let's find out. Boom. Just kind of scoop. Comes falling out the back. Now what we could do, we could grab some silage, right? I think this truck will take it. Let's see if we've got some silage waiting for us. I think we might. This actually isn't a bad truck to pick up the grass. Maybe we will use this to pick up and transport the grass and save a little cash on trailers. The grass from up on top of the hill that we still need to collect. All right, let's see. Do we have? I've got some silage here. Let's do it. I'm gonna stop it there at 74,000. Again, this is gonna get us fertilizer. And fertilizer is half the way towards getting seeds as well. So, get kind of a double benefit. All right, let's look at the global company mod, just to see how it looks for the fertilizer. We brought in the silt. Boy, it can take 1,000,000 liters. That's going to be a lot of shovels. And we've just dropped off the silage here, 74,000 liters, and silt. And this is now on. So we're making fertilizer and liquid fertilizer. Very cool. Let's go take our truck. Take this guy up to the ore mine. Then we'll do the same with the wheel loader. And we'll leave the rest of that silt be. We'll see. Maybe that thing will refill up. I'm not sure what happens. That refills over time or not. There's still a bunch in there. But let's go do a little bit of the ore processing as well so we can get the... get that ore over to the mammoth mill and produce that, what was it, drilling pipe. And then maybe we'll look at buying one of the oil wells. I don't know that we've got the cash to do it. That's the only thing. We're down to 233. Might be some wood products still over at the mammoth mill that we could sell and raise some funds. The other thing we could do is we've got a bunch of rock. I think it's rock sitting in the... sitting at the ore mine. We could load this guy up and go sell that rock, because I'm not sure how to process it. We haven't bought the factories required to process the rock. I think there is some kind of processing that can take place. Maybe turn it into cement or something. But for now, we could just sell it. I think we've got a bunch. All right, we've got a bunch of ore to load up. I'm going to drop this off here. I'm going to go get our wheel loader, and then I will be right back. All right, I've got the wheel loader brought over here. We've got our truck, we've got our ore, we've got our wheel loader. Before we start shoveling this stuff up, though, let's take a quick look at our field and make sure it's, we'll just check and see if it's ready for fertilizing. It's field number 2. And let me just back up a little bit. Now, I think we got to get past one more growth stage. Let's check at the soil conditioning here. Everybody looks good. Just need one more coat of fertilizer, one more application on field 2. Field 1 and 3 are fine. Everybody's growing. And 3 looks like it's going to get done first. Still has another growth cycle. So we've got a little time before we need to harvest. That's fine. We've got plenty to do. Let's get back to it. Let's start shoveling up. Oh, before we do this. Sorry. Let's see if we can sell the rock. Not the wrestler, but the actual material here in our mine. I think we've got excess rock that we can get just from this guy. Oh, maybe not. Is it not? It's not triggering a fill here. Ooh. Oh, I just have to hit R. Okay. We got a little bit of gold, 193 liters. We'll see what that's worth. But here it is, stone. We got this clean fill stuff too. We can look and see what we can do with that. I'm thinking this stone we can sell. Before I load up my truck, I'm not sure if I can put this material back in. I suppose I can, but let's see what stone sells for in the market. Where are you? Here. Oh, you'll notice too, I installed a mod called Info Menu, and that has put the little description underneath these icons. Oh my gosh, is that useful? Especially on a map like this, because we have so many products. I'm talking about like this little word poppy and onion. That is from a mod called Info Menu. So check that out. I'll try to put a link in the description to where I got it. If I remember, if I forget, just post a comment and I will chase after it and put it in. Let's see. There's our stone. We can sell this to Lowe's for $430 a liter. I think we should just go ahead and do this. We want to raise some extra cash now anyway. We've got a bunch of stone. Let's go make a trip to Lowe's before we start shoveling up the ore. So back to fill. We'll take all the stone in one big trip. I think this truck takes 1 million. Might take a minute to load here. And hopefully the truck's got the power. We got the strongest engine we could get. Yeah, no problem. And then this is heading over to Lowe's. We're familiar with that drop-off point. Whoops. A little slow to turn here. I notice we've also got some ore nuggets here to pick up. We'll have to bring the semi over to grab those. I don't think... Yeah, I can't auto-load them into this thing. We got 4 more ore nodes to pick up. Not super urgent. And then how do I get to the Lowe's from here? I think... Got to cut over this way and go across a bridge. It's that bridge straight ahead, isn't it? Yeah, let's not cut through the field just for immersion's sake. I can put my lights on, maybe. And I can put... Oh, this guy doesn't have beacons. And then hopefully I can just dump this right out at Lowe's and we'll make some money. We're at 233,000 now. We'd like to get money for maybe the oil well, because we're going to drop ore off at the Mammoth Mill, right? That gets us the drill pipe. And then if we can take that drill pipe over to an oil rig, that'll get us crude oil. We've already got the refinery unlocked. If we drop oil off the refinery, that gets us diesel. Then we don't need to buy it. And we could even potentially sell it and make some more money. All right, dropping off rocks. Like I said, eventually, or stone, eventually we'll be able to process this further, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the turns, if they look goofy, it's very slow to turn, so I got to get used to it. All right, we can unload here. Let's see what we get. Watch the money come rolling in. I'm not sure what this is going to add up to. We still have 400 grand in debt. I was very, very tempted to pay off a little bit of that, but I knew we had to buy more equipment here, so I didn't, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Let's just let this thing unload. We'll see how much it's worth, and then we'll go take a quick, before we head back to the mine, let's take a quick look at what those oil rigs cost. I think there's 2 of them on the map. Only 2. From what I could find. All right, that was good for about 100 grand. Not bad. Not bad. We have an oil well way off here to the left side of the screen. We were looking at that one. Let's go into the land menu and pick a guy. That's not bad. That is only 153,000. That gets us the oil well. That's not bad at all. And another silt pond, I believe. We could go take a quick visit. Let's do that, but let's first look at the other one. I think is it up here somewhere? Yeah. Here's the other one. Now this one's a little more expensive, 202,000. Owner is Papa Smurf. That's kind of funny. It's just the oil well. I don't know what else we get with that. Why don't we take, while we're looking at this, let's take a quick visit to each one of these. This one's the more expensive one. What do we get? Is there anything useful in this land and around this land? Okay, here's where we bring the water in the drill pipe, and out comes the crude oil. This looks like aesthetic. Maybe that's where the drill pipe ends up getting stored. Just wondered, is there any kind of like, can we use this land for anything else? Let me look at the map one more time. Are we getting industry with this particular plot? No, it's just a little chunk here. We're not getting any of this other industry if we purchase this. It's just this area. Okay, we do get, let's see, on the other side, there's a road here. Or no, a train track. Hey, it's a unicorn. Oh, look at the deer. Oh, that's nice. Very cool. Look at that. Very cool. We get a tiny strip of land here that we can't really do much with. I mean, we could plant trees, but there's not much going on over here. Like this little section here. Do I have a flashlight? Yeah. I mean, I suppose we could take this down and plant more trees. The beacon, by the way, I just need to turn that off on the map. Just trying to evaluate whether this is any better than purchasing the other one. Yeah, not much here, just a little bit of land. You could potentially plant a few trees, but not much. Let's go look at the other one. The other oil well, that is. We'll back out. That's down here. Kind of leaning towards this one already because it's got this, it's cheaper and it has a silt pond for us and a fair amount of land, it looks like. 153. It's significantly cheaper. I'm not sure why, but let's go visit. Okay, take a look at them. I'm going to bring up the big map here. Well, boy, it's hard to see. No better. I'll keep it on the little one. Okay, same kind of thing, right? Same factory. But is this more valuable? I'm at the top of it. Let's head down. And again, just see if we get a plot where we could plant trees or something. We can check out the silt pond as well. Got a water. I think that's going to be a water supply. What is this? I'm not sure what this is. That's oil refinery. What is this? This looks like silos for the train. So this, I think we have access to this without even purchasing the land. We can store grain or whatever we want to stage in here or pick it up from the train. And then we've got, yeah, some storage for machinery. And we've got land behind this. Guessing, is all of this ours across the street? No, that's that big strip of forestry land that I kind of want to buy at some point. But this down here is ours. It's a big plot of grass currently. Again, let's take a look at the map. That's where I'm at. And if we go to lands, that all comes with. So there's some grass here. We could cut this, harvest it, and turn this into another little plot of forestry if we want. There's something else for the train. I'm not sure if that is aesthetic or if that's actually something functional. Looks like it's something functional. There's a marker on the map for it. So yeah, this is the oil well to buy for sure. For sure. Thinking what we would do is cut this grass down, plant a bunch of trees, and then that would be future forestry for us. The other thing we could do is use this land for some kind of placeable. You know, place some kind of factory building down here. I don't think we're going to need to do that, at least not for a long time. We got storage here too for equipment. I like it. I like it. This is the mine I'm thinking of buying. We could do it now. We'll wait. Let's get to scooping up some goodness here. Where's my truck? I gotta go fetch my my truck over at Lowe's. Tab through. Did we get to it? There it is. Turn on some lights. I don't need the back lights on, just the front. Let's head back to the ore mine and start picking up some ore. Again, we'll use the wheel loader for a while. Eventually, maybe we'll use that. There's that faster piece of equipment. Put on the front of a tractor, and it just kind of blows the material back into a trailer that you're pulling. That's super fast, I think. But initially, we'll go for a little bit of realism and use the wheel loader. Kind of fun. There's a kind of a continuum between realism and arcadiness. So you can mod your way to full arcade. You won't have much to do. It'll go really fast, and you'll have millions of liters of all the products in no time. Or you can go for realism and use a tiny little bucket and scoop up 500 liters of ore at a time. You can scale the gameplay how you like. I like to start out a little more realistic, and then as things start getting out of hand, bringing more and more mods on that make the job a little easier. All right, I almost blew by here. Our mine at night. It's kind of dark down here. Let's get kind of near the deposits. Maybe right there will do. Hop out, get into the wheel loader, and start hauling. This guy may use all the lights. Ooh, this terrain is a little strange, too. It strikes me as being a little janky, but maybe it's just my perspective. Got a bunch of ore. And we're going to turn this turn this ore through a couple steps into diesel fuel that we can use and or sell. Hopefully for a hefty profit. All right, let's grab a couple more buckets full, and then we will take this ore over to the Mammoth Mill and get our drill pipe being produced. Get that started. And then maybe between episodes, I may look for a mod that gets us a slightly bigger bucket. I kind of like the idea of using the wheel loader, but there's a lot of shoveling to do. So maybe I can find a bucket, a mod that holds a little bit more than this guy does. This one does 3,000. It's not horrible. It's probably realistic. But I'd like to find one that holds like maybe 20,000 just to speed up the process. It's, this is a lot of kind of mousing back and forth to get the bucket up and down. All right, last load for now. Pop this guy up in here. And then we'll make a trip over to the Mammoth Mill and drop this off. I think we saw that we have all the other materials we need to build that drill pipe already at the Mammoth Mill. I'm going to have to refill the water at some point. But okay, let's pop out of the wheel loader. Put my flashlight on so I can see what I'm doing. And get into our truck. Where is it? Boom. Light this guy up. Let's head over to the Mammoth Mill. We've got almost 42,000 liters of ore. Got a lot more to scoop up, as you saw. I think the mill is down this way. Or it's actually, is it straight up north? Driving through a field. I don't like doing that, but I cannot see how else to get there. Is that our mill or is that something else? That is us. I got to get across the bridge. Or no, that's us straight ahead. Looks similar with the smokestack. Yeah, that's not us. I think we're down here. So now I got to find out where to drop this stuff off. There's a drop off here. This is for water, I believe. And I thought there might be something over here. This looks a little more promising. Let's see if we get the trigger. Yep, or off we go. Unload. We're not going to get any money for this, but we'll fill up the inventory. Let's look in the global company mod. Under the Mammoth Mill. I think it'd be nice if I double click that if that would open, but it doesn't. All right, here we are. We're looking at drill pipeline. It now just kicked on. And we put in a little bit of ore. We've got coal, which we've been using straw for, which is awesome. And water. So I got plenty of water in here. So we should be getting that drill pipe. Now let's do one more chore, maybe. Let's, guess I can take this truck back to the ore mine. That's probably where we're going to use it next. So let's head over to that. Think I can cut through here. A little hard to see over this way at night. Over by the mines, that is. There's no lighting. Might rely on the map a little bit. Down in here, right? Is this us, or do we gotta go one more over? Yeah. Oh. Why do I have a truck here? This is the coal mine. I'm not sure why my truck is down here. Oh, maybe we haven't used that one yet. That's where it was when we started the map. We do have one more semi. We could sell that. This is where we want to be. And I'm just going to park this guy kind of right where it was. Oh, we've got lots and lots of ore. Like I said, I'll look maybe between episodes, see if I can't get a bucket for the wheel loader that holds more. Some kind of mod. But I thought we could do... It's kind of dark, though. We need to collect up all that grass. Maybe we'll get a little bit of that started. We'll see how... Let's get the tractor up there with the forage wagon. And then we'll just see how bad it is. If it's really bad, I'll just do it off between episodes. We are going to cut across the field just in the interest of time. Where is the way up this hill? Is it over here? Yeah, boy, at night it's hard to see. I think this is our road. We got tons of grass to collect. At a minimum, we'll collect one load and then just try out the hayloft. Drop it off. Like I said, this road's a little, I would call it janky in that. Not just hilly, like what it's doing now is fine, but every once in a while it will jerk the truck off to the side. Kind of unexpectedly. But it's going fairly well now, this little trip. Let's pick up one little load. Turn on the forage wagon. Start picking up some of this and just drop it off in the hayloft, see how that works. Won't take too long. But yeah, we're going to use all of this grass for feed and most likely just silage. See if there's other uses for it. Maybe it's an ingredient for compost. I'm not sure. We can use it for a lot of stuff. We can't use it for coal like we can do with straw, I don't believe. But this is going to be important for our cow food. And I think the sheep, there's actually a sheep food. I think that uses grass as well. So we're going to need lots of it. But I don't want to have to do it all manual like I did. So next episode, what we might do is try the tool. I think you just use a regular plow, but you can create a field and plant that with grass. And then once it's like an official field, then we can use helpers on that. And I can just set a helper to do all the cutting. So that will cut the work down in half. We'll still have to use the forage wagon like this to bring it to collect it. But eventually, if we use the Courseplay, if we get Courseplay, that mod going, we might be able to set up a route for a helper to just pick up this material as well and drop it off at the hay barn. So we're going to stop when we get to the hay barn, whether we're full or not. It's going to be close. We might be full, but we're coming up on the farmhouse. Not many lights out here either. And we're not picking up every scrap of grass. It's okay. I'm not too worried about that. All right, we're just about full. And we said that this guy's got to come around the back way to drop off. Like there's plenty of room here. I think this is the drop off. You just don't want to go into the little lake there. And then we may bring that very same truck we used for the ore over here to pick up this grass and make the trip down the hill. And then eventually, when we're flush with cash, we may just station a tractor up here permanently to do the collecting. And with the grass, you don't need to plant it. I think even if we have a field and we plant it with grass, we won't need to, you know, manually seed that. Just one time. Yeah, it's a little dark. This probably isn't too fun to watch, even time-lapsed. So I think we will wrap this episode here. What did we get done? We experimented with the silt, dug some of that up, and I guess I can drive while I'm talking here, right? Yeah, we did the silt. We put that as an ingredient for the fertilizer production. I think that is underway. I think that's underway. I don't know if there's another ingredient or not that we need to supply. Once that fertilizer gets produced, we can go take it over to the seed maker, and then that with a little bit of grain will generate seed for us. So we'll have fertilizer and seed that we in theory no longer need to buy, because I did buy several pallets of that stuff, maybe off camera. That'll take care of that. What else did we do? We bought the wheel loader and bought a new truck to haul that silt, and then we also used that same equipment to haul some of the ore over to the Mammoth Mill. That's going to get us drill pipe. We still need to buy the oil rig itself, but once we do that and we supply it with the drill pipe, then we're going to get crude oil, take that to the refinery, and we've got diesel. So we'll be producing that. That is awesome. We can sell it, or a lot of our factories need it, so we won't have to purchase it. We can just produce it ourselves and then take it off to the factories. Any excess, like I said, we can sell. And then the other thing, what do? We bought this land that we're on now. We cut all the grass between episodes. We got to harvest this. And then next episode, maybe we'll do the, we'll see if we can create like a field out of part of this. And then that allows us to use the helpers. And then the other thing we did is we sold a bunch of stone over at Lowe's, raised about 100 grand. And that is going to give us the money we need to buy that oil rig. But I'll hold off on buying that maybe till next episode. We saw that the cows are all in the shed and fed and watered. So they're starting to produce milk for us. So that is cool. It's another income stream for us. I think it's going to start out slow, but it's something. We need to get a milk truck, a tanker for that. We could use the little water tank we have already just in the meantime to get us by, but we'll probably want to get a tanker just specially for milk. But yeah, that is it. We'll wrap this one here. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Enjoy having you here on this experimental series of Farming Simulator 19. Kind of getting reacquainted with the game myself, and then also working through how best to present it for you in these videos. We got Farming Simulator 22 coming up. May pick that up, and this is kind of a test run for that eventual purchase. So we'll see how this goes. Oops, did I miss my trigger? I missed my trigger. But yeah, we'll leave it here, and I will see you all in the next episode.